So boom, you're 24, you're working some job you barely like. Your timeline is filled with people talking about retiring by 35. They're posting graphs, quoting Warren Buffett, and flexing they only spend and live off of $12 a day and invest the rest. But let's be real. Can you really retire early? Or is this whole FIRE movement just another aesthetic version of hustle culture disguised as freedom? First of all, what the fuck is the FIRE movement? FIRE stands for financial independence, retire early. Basically, the goal is to stack enough money and investments as quickly as possible so you never have to work a job again. And yeah, there's terms and shit. There's like lean FIRE, which means you're going to be living frugally for the rest of your life. There's fat FIRE, which means you retire bougie. Then there's a barista FIRE category where you work part-time to cover some expenses, make some additional money, but you really don't have to work. Basically, you're trying to escape the 9-to-5 matrix by front-loading all the pain, working really hard initially so that you don't have to work as you get into your older years. And now I'm going to explain the math behind the FIRE movement, right? To make this work, the FIRE movement says you need 25 times your annual expenses either saved up or invested. So if your burn rate's $40K a year, that's what you spend, that's what it costs you to live, you need about $1 million in an investment portfolio or saved up in cash. And I recommend that most of your portfolio is invested in safer shit, you feel me? Index funds, real estate, dividend stocks. Shit can pay you 5 to 10%, hopefully more on your investment annually. The rule is you should be making at least 4% annually on your money. So in an ideal world, that $1 million you have invested is never touched and is paying you 4 or 5% passively every year. And you're just kind of living off that. But the real game behind the FIRE movement is not trying to make more money. The goal is to spend way less than you earn. Here's my opinions on it, all right? I kind of respect the FIRE movement, you feel me? It forces people to stop living paycheck to paycheck, get on top of their finances. You learn to track your spending, invest early, and avoid that whole lifestyle inflation creep thing. But I won't lie, that shit is not for me. I'm gonna just keep it P with y'all. That shit is not sexy, you feel me? Like, these people on this FIRE movement, they're out here biking in the rain instead of Ubering or having a car. They're living with roommates until they're 40. They've been cutting their own hair for the past 15 years, you know? No barbers touch their face or their lineup. They're saying no to all types of vacations, all types of friends and family gatherings that might cost money. They're never the host. They're saying no to going out to eat, no to eating a ribeye here and there, you feel me? And for some of y'all, including me, that shit is just not gonna fly, you feel me? You like vibes, you like options, you only live once, you want the luxury now and not only in 20 years when you're too old to enjoy it anyway. In my opinion, the FIRE movement works best for people who are in their 20s, you know, they went to a really good school, probably Ivy League, they're getting a 200-300 band job right out of college, and they quickly move up to that 400-500K salary. If you're one of those people, first of all, hats off to you. But secondly, yeah, you could save 50% of your income and still live comfortably and still have all of life's luxuries. Now if you're making $40K a year, somewhere closer to the average annual salary, you're trying to save 50% of that while you have rent, while you have groceries, while you have kids maybe, the math is just not mathing, you feel me? And even if you do end up retiring at 35 somehow, then what? You know, your life doesn't just end there, you feel me? You have no purpose, no community, just sitting on dividends and watching Netflix all day. Like, what's your purpose, right? Financial freedom gotta come with some personal direction, you feel me? You gotta know what you want for yourself. That's kind of my point with this video. But if you still wanna make firework and you still wanna enjoy the luxuries of today, here is my game plan. Here's what I suggest you do so that you can still retire early and still enjoy today's luxuries. First thing you gotta do, biggest thing I talk about on this channel, max out your income, you know, make money however you can, learn that skill, get better, learn how to lead people, learn how to lead teams if you want a salary, or go hard at that business idea that you think is going to work in your head, you know what I'm saying? Maximize your income, that's number one. Number two, keep the lifestyle expenses out the way until you have some type of cash flowing asset, you know what I'm saying? Let your rental car be paying for your vacations or your Louis bag, let your rental property be doing that, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't have anything that's giving you money passively, please direct all your money and energy into trying to buy something that can make you more money. Next, I'd say if that's a good amount of your money in boring shit, you know, ETFs, whatever you can put aside, you know what I'm saying? You have that 401k going, if you have a salary or you earn 1099 income, you're self-employed, you put aside a little bit of money, just tap it in, you know, put it a little bit into those things, you know what I'm saying? Index funds. You can never go wrong with that. Learn to enjoy a slightly lower cost lifestyle until you can afford a nicer one. Or if enjoying is too hard, at least try not to hate it, you know what I'm saying? And my final step, again, kind of contradictory to the last step, but find a balance. We still want you to enjoy your life, have fun, you know what I'm saying? You can save aggressively without hating your life. Think of FIRE kind of like a buffet, you feel me? Not a religion. Take what works and leave the rest. So FIRE, in my opinion, is not about quitting work entirely, it's about quitting forced work. It's about having those options for yourself. Even if you don't retire at 35, most of us won't, you'll build habits that'll give you way more freedom at 40, 45, and 50. You'll be able to walk away from BS, say no with confidence, and actually own your own time. So yeah, in my opinion, the FIRE movement can be kind of corny, but the mindset, that's where the real power is at. That's it for this one, y'all. I hope y'all learned some. You're trying to escape the rat race without losing your soul, you feel me? Hit subscribe. We dropping shit like this every 2 days. Or book a one-on-one with me down below if you want some personalized game. That'll be it for this one, y'all. Stay sharp.